what I've been told Dodge likes to do with the podcast at the end is give you a little exercise that you can go home and practice around this. As I said earlier, you got to go to know. So this is a chance to sort of know by experiencing it, the paradoxical theory of change. And so you'll need a partner for this exercise. And, if you have a spouse or a partner or a friend who can do this with you, figure it'll take maybe about 20 minutes altogether. And get in your pair. And there'll be 2 parts to the exercise. Each part, you want to take maybe 5 or 10 minutes with each part. In pairs, person A will talk about something they want to change, something they want to achieve, some way they're stuck in some way, as if they're going to a therapy appointment. And person B is going to be the facilitator. And their job in the first 5 to 10 minute round is to simply cheer you on, to find various ways to encourage this person A, to tell them they can do it, blah, blah, blah. A friend of mine at the Institute, when I asked for support for doing this today, said to me, "You'll be swell, you'll be great, gonna have the whole world on a plate." So that's what I want your attitude to be in the first 5 or 10 minute round that you take. And then you're going to switch, and person A will stay the client, person B will stay the facilitator. And what I want this time the facilitator to do is just to stay with what is, just to ask questions about what's going on for this person, to be curious, to show empathy for how this particular change or goal is difficult maybe for the client. Maybe expressing understanding of how the client might be protecting themselves with it. Or what's the positive intention of this behavior that you want to change and can't seem to change? You might say things like, so I'm curious, what's this been like for you to be stuck in this way? What do you notice that you would have to give up about if you made this change? How has this behavior served you, or what scares you about making the change? And notice your experience as you talk about it. Notice your own experience as the facilitator and report that too. And typically what will happen is that people will feel more seen and heard and understood in the second round than in the first. So I'm going to do a little demonstration for you, and Pete has valiantly agreed to help out here, and he's going to be the client and I'll be the facilitator. And we'll just take a couple of minutes in each round to give you an idea of how this is done. So, welcome, Pete. Thanks for joining me in this exercise. Is there something that you want to talk about?
Well, I'm struggling with my health, and I dealt with my own round of COVID for the month of July and early August, and it spent a lot of time in bed and ill and hurting. And I am, it's been now several months, and I've just been told it's time to start moving your body again. So I've now been told that I'm approved to start, exercising again and rehabilitating and building some strength because I've lost a lot, and I'm finding it really difficult to find that place where I want to go out and get some exercise, where I want to get stronger. I'm finding it's really a challenge to get my head in that space where I need to do what I'm told.
Yeah, I hear that. And, I know that you're really determined, and I know that you've been into fitness in the past, and I'm sure you can do this. In fact, I had to get back to fitness, and here's what I did. I just took a walk every morning at 7 for 45 minutes and did some weights at home, even though we can't go to the gym these days. And there's so much you can do. You could, get a bike out. You have good weather in Portland. I'm sure you can do it.
I guess I do. It's starting to rain. That never helps. And it's so dark in the morning, and that never helps. And these are not they sound like I'm just sort of making up excuses, but they really are the first things I think about in the morning.
But here's what you can do. You can just exercise in the afternoon, or if you have any exercise equipment at home, you can do it. I'm sure you can get back in shape.
Okay.
So maybe we can...
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. So, I told you wouldn't like me this first time. So let's end this round. So that's what I want the facilitator to do in the first round. Simply just cheer the person on.
Yeah.
Convince them that what they want to change is a good thing and that they can do it.
Okay. All right.
So let's start the second round, where the facilitator is going to be curious about the whole of your experience, what you want to change and maybe what you don't want to change. So let's start again. So hi, Pete.
Hi.
Tell me what you want to talk about today.
Well, I've been struggling with rehabilitation after a COVID experience, and I'm having trouble getting my head back in the space where I can start building some strength and getting my general level of fitness up.
I'm so sorry to hear that you were hit by COVID. That must have been terrible.
It was very not great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Mm-hmm. And you lost a lot of muscle strength and
I did.
fitness.
And just I think now it's been 4 months, and I still have this general feeling of frailty about me. I just feel like made of glass.
Oh gosh. How is that for you?
It's pretty scary. Actually, it's downright terrifying. I am wildly engrossed in hypochondria. Right, you name something that hurts, and I immediately think it's it's the worst. It's COVID again. It's like arthritis. It's whatever it is. It's unstoppable cascade of ailments.
I imagine we know so little about this illness and the long-term consequences that it must be really scary to live with that.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I think that's really that's interesting. That's really kind of where that experience for me, that sort of lived experience, is that I'm at the crossroads of like feeling terrified about getting sick again, and feeling like whenever I push myself to any extent, I feel things in my body that I feel like I shouldn't be able to feel. And that just sort of exacerbates. It creates, that's what I think creates kind of those negative thought spirals. And
it adds to the terror.
Yeah.
I can also understand the hypochondria piece because, you kind of laugh about that, but I've not had COVID yet, knock on wood. And I still notice myself more scared about every ache and pain that I have, worrying that I might have gotten COVID.
Yeah. I think that's every symptom is such a surprise. Like you just have no idea how these X, Y, and Z could possibly be related to all of this. And yet, that's what they keep saying. And so that's why any mystery ache and pain could just be related to long hauling it through whatever the end might be.
Yeah. And you don't know if there is an end.
Yeah. Right.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this an okay place to end?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete, for doing this with me.
Oh, I appreciate that, Carleen.